Hello world, I'm Whitney Bandel and welcome to another video from my HTML and CSS course. In this video we will be looking at your midterm project. So if you go to week 2, this is going to be the introduction to the project. If you scroll all the way down to the bottom under homework, you'll see that there is the midterm project. And then the midterm project proposal, which is a discussion. So we'll start with looking at the midterm project. So the objective is to demonstrate proficiency using HTML and CSS by hand using a text editor. For this project, you will be required to pick up a project topic from the following link and design a 4-page website for that topic. Your website should be formatted into a 1-column layout. Be sure to choose a project that will have a sufficient amount of content for a 4-page website. You may need to do further research on the project outside of MIT's website. Be sure to credit all sources, articles, quotes, images, etc. in your credits page. Once you have chosen a topic, you will post your idea to the course's discussion thread. Each person must choose a different topic. So make sure before you post that you review through the discussion post and make sure that nobody else has already taken that topic. So if we take a look at the midterm project proposal discussion, which is linked just below it under week 2, you'll see that there is a thread for you to post your ideas. If you are having difficulty with your topic ideas, speak to me. If you need help brainstorming, you can email me, or if you'd like to meet in person, we could do that. So, to look for an idea, I have a link here to media.mit.edu, and we have a bunch of different research projects. You'll look through these different project ideas and look for a project that you might be interested in. Some of these are going to have more information than others. It's going to be up to you to find one that's going to be appropriate for this project. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on one of these. So here we have AR Enhanced Wall Plants, Escape Pod. So there's a bit of information on here. There's a couple photos, video, general information. See, we have some people. And that's about it. So this may or may not provide enough information. We're going to go ahead and go back to the description, take a look at it. So requirements, you're going to need to use wireframe tags. This is going to mean including a header, navigation, menu, and footer. For your navigation, you should code it as an unordered list. This is going to be something that is covered under Chapter 7 content. I'm going to make sure to include that information in a video that you'll be able to watch before this assignment is due, but it is something that's going to be a little bit out of order. Liquid layout, your website should be styled so that it doesn't take up the full width of the screen. Now, a lot of the things that are going to be required are going to be things that you will also see in your assignments. So you can use your assignments as a basis for getting started for this midterm project. So when you are working on the assignments, you will have an example that shows you how to center your content by containing it inside of a div element and then using margins to center your content. So it doesn't matter what that width of the center column is going to be, but you need to have it so that it's flexible. Your size measurements should be in percentages unless it's very small measurements. Text measurements should be in ems. Small measurements for padding, borders, and margins can be in pixels, but only if smaller than 10 pixels. I'll be a little flexible on this. This can go up to 20 pixels or so, but it really shouldn't be any greater than that. Content, each page should have sufficient content to fill a regular piece of paper of a single space text. So what I want to see is enough content that if I were to look through the page, I can actually scroll through, and we have enough content that we can actually see what's happening when we resize the window. Use a common wireframe on each page to make them consistently organized and styled. You're going to want to have all your styles in an external file sheet. So for your 4 pages, you'll have your home page, which should contain and describe the overall topic and give a broad content to the project. Then you should have an issue page. This should explain and describe the specific issue that the project is exploring. It's going to be up to you to decide how you are going to actually organize this information. You could have one that looks at the topic overall. So for example, we had this page with AR enhanced, let's see, what was it? AR enhanced wall plants. So maybe our homepage is going to look at what is AR in general, just to give it a little bit of background information. And then our issue page could cover how this particular project works. In this case, you would have to go and explore what AR means on an external page. You can maybe talk about the history of AR as a issue. Maybe you talk about the wall plants as a broad topic, and then you give a bit of a history on that project. You can maybe do research as far as the people who are behind the project, maybe other projects they have worked on as part of your issue page. So I'm going to leave it up to you how you're going to decide how to split content between those 2 pages. So the 3rd page is going to be your credits page. It's going to include an example of all links on this page in addition to providing links to all content used for the site. You want to make sure that you get proper citation to all of your content. I'm going to provide a link that goes over how you can actually credit your information, but I would suggest crediting the author, the article name, the website name, when the content was published, what day you accessed it, what the link is to that file, and then what sort of media is it. Is it a book? Is it an article? Is it a website? Is it an image or a video? The 4th page will be the course objectives page. Include the course description and objectives for this class from the GCCC website. I want you to hard code this information in. Don't just link to it. And I want you to name your pages in the following manner: midterm 1, midterm 2, etc. So this is going to make it easier for me to quickly move from page to page when I am checking your code and validating it. Links. Create links as needed for the content and usability of your website. Include at least one example of each link type. An external page, so a link that's going to take you to some other website. An internal page, so a link that's going to take you to another page within the website. And this is beyond just the regular navigation. So you need to have another link somewhere on the page that's going to take you to another page in your site, and an email link. Create an ordered list on any page. Include at least 5 items in the list. And then create an unordered list in addition to the navigation on any page. Again, list at least 5 items. I want you to have at least 1 image per page, and every single page should have an image on it. Be sure to give credits to all images on your credits page. For your style sheet, link all pages to an external style sheet named styles.css. Do not include any embedded or inline styles. So all of your styles should be in its own CSS page. Comments. Include name, date, and subject on the top of every file, including the style sheet. And then throughout your style sheet, I want you to create comments that give an idea of the different areas on that. So if you have all of your headings in one area, if you have any particular div containers, give descriptions that explain what it is and the organization that you have behind it. Proper indentation. So making sure your lists are indented, that you have indentation that is easy to read and follow along. Correct spelling and grammar. Your HTML and CSS code should validate. And then design, use a simple but professional color scheme that is easy to read. You also want to consider the font choices that you're making. Be sure not to use serif fonts for your paragraphs. You want to make sure that the styles you are using are appropriate to the medium. And you can use the links that we've looked at in class for how to come up with a color scheme. So this project is going to be worth 200 points. And there's a rubric on here if you want to be able to scroll through and see how many points everything is going to be worth. So you can kind of plan accordingly, check off on your own, make sure you have everything before you submit it.